Now I'm taking it off here, the inners, so that way when I pull the body off, I can just reuse these because these aren't a problem. So to do that, I want to push down the O-ring a little bit. And greasing the O-ring really helps with that. Come on, baby. There we go. And then since I'm in here, I'm checking the bottom too to see how contaminated it is. So that way I know if I should just flush the head as well while I'm at it. But it looks really, really good. Give the O-ring a nice wipe. And then what we did is we used wire to wrap around and be like a twist tie. So we could control where the wires went. So now you
less
see,
chance of nicking one, I guess, if they're up close to the body.
It's up close to here. It just doesn't leave them willy-nilly in the hole, right? So if you get them up. So now if you look, 2 whites, 2 are red.
Okay.
Color to black.
Color to black.
It doesn't really matter how they get hooked up, but I always like to just follow however they were hooked up in the hole to begin with. Oh. And we do have enough wire that we can cut some if need be, but we always want to try and save the wire. Because if you keep cutting it, after time it's going to get really, really short. And I got those wires nice and hooked up still. I can snip off a very small amount. I mean, we're isolated, pumps are off, nothing should go. So now, I just like to wipe this clean for the most part. And due to the O-ring being here, we do not need to Teflon tape it.
Nope.
If no O-ring, Teflon tape.
And it's there, okay.
Yeah, and I brought an extender out with me in case I needed it.
Okay.
But because I don't,
Now, when you're tightening this, are you tightening as tight as it can go, or are you looking for a direction?
I like to go as tight as it can go and then back off a tiny bit.
Okay.
So. Maybe half a turn.
Okay.
So what I want to do now is I'm actually going to widen the hole so I can move the sprinkler more that way and get it more off the cart path.
Out of the danger area, okay.
Yes.
Keeping nice squares, so easy to put back, I would imagine.
Yeah. And then always try to remember which piece goes where.
Okay.
Sometimes it does adjust. One thing I want to do, move it more there to eliminate chance of putting sand in. Why I also wear gloves. I can change them if I want, which I might when I get to the O-rings, but as I'm doing the wiring, I'm not going to. Scribe the wire, because it actually is supposed to help when you tighten the wires together, and it's supposed to be good for your contact between wires. It's supposed to help it not come apart, and it does not matter in the order you wire them. So I'm going to twist this by hand for a bit, get it as nice and tight, well, get it like that, then put my pliers on it, tighten it a little bit more. Nice and tight. Brand new Moret. Nice and tight, good contact. New gel cap. Push it in as far as you can. Close the lid. And now we're nice and tight.
Now, does the head itself have to be level, or can it be at an angle? Even if the ground is at an angle, for example?
The best is to have it level.
Okay.
Sometimes it will go on an angle, but we can always adjust high spray to low spray.
Okay.
See how that is now? Nice and level. That'll be good. They go left to right. So if you're unsure about how far they're going, to get a better vantage point, what you can do is that's in line with it, that's where it goes, and it ends up over there. Okay,
The red part is the spray nozzle,
that
correct?
is the nozzle, yeah. Now I slowly want to put that in, make sure it sits nice and right. Grab your grease for the O-ring. It's going to save you a lot of headaches down the road. They pull up nice and easy, even if there's a bit of sand in there. I like to push my O-ring down a bit further than need be. I grab my snap ring. I snap it in place. Like I said, I don't want my tools covered in grease. Take them off. Pull up to get it in line with the snap ring. Take your lid, line it up with the nozzle. It's gonna sit nice and flat like that.
How did you line that up? Sorry, I'm just trying to think. Where's your aiming? You said line up. How did you line it up?
That goes around the big nozzle.
Oh, okay. So it's really only going to fit one way.
It only does fit one way, yeah.
Okay.
Where'd I put my screwdriver? There it is. Nice and tight for now. We will reevaluate when the hole is filled in. I'll clean that so it can go. This next part is gonna be fun. It's still exactly how I had it lined up to begin with, so we are good. So now we will go charge the pumps, and then unisolate and test. Sugar out. Start refill. Auto. Refill mode on. Start pump. 25%. Slug train 2. Start. And now we're going to wait for this gallons per minute to get down to 0, and then we will keep upping the VFD speed until we get between 110 and 114 psi.
Okay.
So this may take some time.
So you're charging this up. You have both isolation valves are closed.
Yep.
So no pressure is going to the head we just fixed at all. We're gonna then release slow or something?
Yeah. We're gonna unisolate and release it slow.
Okay.
15 seconds before we do an adjustment.
Okay.
So
So waiting 15 seconds after the pressure stops.
the gallons per minute hit 0.
Oh, okay.
So now we'll up it to 40%. And we're back up to 321 gallons a minute.
Excellent.
So yeah, we have more PSI, so it does it faster, but there's more gallons a minute coming too.
So now you want to key on this guy?
Yeah. And if there is water dealing with the key and you want to key on ahead, this Toro sign is where the nozzle is because it only fits on one way.
Okay.
So you want to stand out of the way. We're now in the on position. Now we'll walk back and unisolate. Now all you do is you listen for the water. I can hear a bit. Just cracked the seal. Turn. Just listen for it to slowly fill. You don't want to create a water hammer effect.
Water hammer. So it's just going to bash into the corners, I guess, the joints?
Yeah, all the joints in the pipe. And so you just want to go nice and slow. That's why we also just open that up, let some air out, and gives the water a chance to just pop up. Like so. I'm just gonna let that do that for a couple seconds. Put the pump. And you hear that? No noise?
Yeah.
Because we've unisolated from there so there's waters in.
Okay.
But I still like to just go nice and slow. Now it's been long enough, I'm okay. Done.